becomes the pain killer. Take my word for it. As you would take the doctor's word for it, you would take the pills for it. He said, take my word for it. So anytime you're in pain because of delay, he said, take my word for it. This is where the scripture said in the book of Hebrews, cast not therefore away your confidence, which have great reward. Yes, God said, don't cast your confidence away. Because if you keep your confidence, there's going to be a great reward. Even though it's been delayed, you don't understand the reward is coming. Okay, all right, okay. I can explain it this way. He said, cast not therefore away your confidence. Okay? Confidence, right? Tell me what the root word of the word confidence is. It's confide. Who are you confiding in the way you lost your confidence? Who have you confided into where you lost your confidence? When they told you, if I was you, I would let it go. If I was you, I would walk. Who did you confide in? Where you lost your confidence. Watch. And losing your confidence is a sign that you have lost your faith and you have lost your reward. Stuff has been delayed for his divine gratification. Yes. It's things that we don't understand. How the kingdom works in order for God to manifest itself, to bring something into maturation, he'll hold you back. Okay. You ready? Okay. It seems like things are unfair. Everybody is progressing. Everybody's being promoted. And it seems like you're being the only one that has been held back. Like, this don't even make sense. This is ridiculous. They don't even serve God like that. They don't even halfway obey God. They just jaywalked in the church and God blessed them. Some of them came in drunk, some of them came, and all of them got blessings. And it seemed like every part of your life has been held back. And you didn't realize, it didn't seem like your life was standing still. It seemed like your life was being taken back. It seemed like you were going backwards and not going forward. And everybody else's life was going forward. Yeah, you got it. So God is saying, you don't know that how David would kill Goliath. He would use a slingshot. You didn't realize that your life was only going backwards for a moment. You didn't know that you were getting ready to be propelled forward. Listen, if God would allow you forward, you could have missed the mark. Ooh, you could have missed the mark. Oh, you don't. You know, when you take a slingshot, you have to put your hand over it. You have to cover it. You didn't realize that when your life was going backwards, God was covering you. He had you in his hand. Jesus said these words, who can pluck you out of my hand? Who can pluck? Nobody can pluck you out of my hand. He was pulling you back to protect you. Watch. Only to release you. You were being delayed because God had a target in mind. God never misses his target. Watch this. You thought you were being targeted. Yeah, but you didn't realize you wasn't going to miss your target. God always hit the bullseye, but it was because of delay. Yes, it was because of delay that it happened. Okay. Let's go. I have to go to Genesis now, chapter 41, so you'll understand. Genesis chapter 41. I have to go there to give y'all some kind of understanding. Genesis chapter 4. I wish I can walk these aisles. I can't because these cameras on. I can't walk the aisles today because the camera's on. I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. Joseph would interpret dreams. God would give Pharaoh a dream about how 7 ill-favored cows would come out of the river, how the 7 stalks of corn that would be fat, that would be flourishing, and then 7 ill ones would come up and then swallow those that were fat and flourished. Watch it. And nobody, please hear this, please, I want you to hear this. No one in Pharaoh's camp, no sorcerer, no soothsayer, no Chaldean, nobody who functioned from divination, that nobody could interpret the dream. Nobody could tap into the spirit realm, because that's where dreams come from when it came from God. He would need somebody who would carry that dimension, who understood the dimension of Christ. He would need somebody that understood Christ in order to bring that revelation into the earth. Hear me. And Pharaoh was upset. Watch this. I want you to hear it. That same chapter. It said there was a person that was a cupbearer. Yes, a cupbearer. That when Joseph would reveal his dream in chapters before, he said, tell Pharaoh, don't forget about me. And they said 2 years would pass, that Joseph would still be sitting in prison. See, some of you, you're saying that you want to get out of what you're in. God said your prison is your protection, but they're going to call you out of it. You feel like you've been encapsulated. You feel like you're stuck. But God said your prison is the place of protection. Yes, it's the place of promotion and protection while you're in your prison. Just hear me. Just hear what I'm saying. He forgot about him for 2 years until God gave Pharaoh a dream. His divine purpose was delayed. God kept him there for 2 years. After Potiphar's wife lied on him. Yes. Left him there for 2 years until the dream came. Please hear me. I'm going to give you a prophetic utterance real quick. Gave him the dream. He said, I remember there was one when Pharaoh was mad at me. He said, this was the one who gave me the dream, and now I'm standing here because he interpreted the dream. Watch this. His divine purpose was delayed. 2 years, watch, behind, but yet he's on God's time. Now my question does, why do you think you're so far behind and God is Father Time? How is it that you think that you've lost time when God said, I'll redeem the time for you? How do you think that you're behind in your time when God said, I'll restore back unto you the years that the locust, the caterpillar, the cankerworm, and the... How are you frustrated by you thinking that you're behind time and you have the Father time? Who created time? Now, if I say this, some people are going to think this, going to consider this to be spooky. Okay? Do you know what God gave for times and seasons in the beginning? The sun and the moon. He said, I'm going to give this to them for the earth for times and seasons. Right. So watch my prayer. My prayer is that the same mysteries that God will tell us from the beginning in this house about the sun and the moon being for times and seasons, as the sons of Issachar, could it be that they were seeing the times of the sun and the moon, that they understood it? So when you understand Hezekiah, he had to watch. His father's name was Ahaz, right? His father could tell time by the sundial that he had. The Bible said when God got ready to heal Hezekiah, he turned the sundial 10 degrees backwards. He was using the sun and the moon to show him his season. My prayer tonight for you that are in here, that God will give you the mysteries of times and seasons through the sun and the moon. I just want you to hear me. Just hear me. 2 years. He was delayed, but he was on time. His time and his purpose was not ready yet for it to be fulfilled, so God withheld him 2 years. Yes. He withheld him, gave him a dream, and after the dream that was given, they said, Pharaoh said, that young man that you talk about, summon him, bring him to me. Please hear me. Please hear me. You don't know what I've asked God to do for you. You have no idea. I promise you don't. I promise you don't know what I've asked God. I promise. How many times was Joseph's garments changed? Remember, he would have his father's favorite coat of many colors. Yes, and they would strip the coat off of him. Strip the coat off of him, and they would put slave clothes on him from that day forward. Right? Slave garments that were placed on him because slaves had to wear certain garments in order to function in their society. Right? The Bible said, for the third time, they would tell Joseph when they summoned him, tell him to shave and change his clothes. You don't know what I'm asking God to do for you tonight. Yes, you got spiritual garments that you got on. In the book of James, it said, keep your garments unspotted. I told you how it was when it came to Zechariah in Zechariah chapter 3. It said that Satan stood by the priest, the high priest Joshua, and his garments were dirty. And God scattered Satan and said, put new garments upon him. Please hear what I'm trying to say. That today, tonight, since you are in here, since you think your destiny was delayed, you don't know the purpose behind it. God delayed it so he can give you your final garments. This is the garments for the end times. This is the garments and the mantle and the anointing for the end times. This is your last set of garments that you'll need. You thought it was delayed, but there was purpose for the delay. Watch this. Please hear me. I want you to hear this. Scripturally, Pharaoh was what? He was a sinner, so he was a Gentile. Right? Pharaoh would say when he saw Joseph, he said, let me see if I can talk to you real quick. He would give him the resolution for the administration to preserve resources before the famine came. Now, I want you to hear me. Because a famine is coming to the United States. Yeah, okay. And I'm asking God tonight to make some of you Josephs. Okay. Would you happen to know what Joseph's name means? It means God will add. So wherever there's a deficiency, he was held back to bring revelation to a generation because God desired to add something to the generation. Because the enemy could have destroyed the entire world with a famine, but God used somebody whose name was God will add, which means, okay. Can I give you something? So he would have the resources and have the understanding to break the famine, right? That was not the first famine he broke. You want to know what the first famine he broke? Ready? Who was his mother? Rachel. She was the beautiful one. But she could not produce a child. She was barren. Yes, so the first famine he breaks is that thing from the womb. Watch, her delay and her drought was over because God would now send Joseph through her womb to break the first famine. It was a sign that what he was getting ready to do. Can I tell you this tonight? Can I tell you something? Most people only see Joseph as an administrator to put crops in certain positions in place. Ready? Can I tell you tonight what the delay was for? I tell you? All right. I'm going to do something that's crazy. I'm going to move this podium out the way, okay? We'll move that podium out of the way. And I'm going to use this speaker. So just stay with me. I know my cameras and all of this. Y'all just stay with me. I know she ain't got all my cameras on. I'm sorry I'm messing it up. But I have to use this illustration. I have to use this illustration. Some of you, stuff has been delayed so long, you're thinking death, not destiny. Yes, you've been in that position so long. Yes. And God put Joseph in that position so when Pharaoh would call Joseph, he would change his garment, he would change his clothes. And because of what took place, he said, you should find a man. And Pharaoh would tell him, please hear me, who else would I choose except you who carry the Spirit of God? He would tell, because Pharaoh knew what type of spirit Joseph would carry. Watch this, please hear me. You don't know that two things is going to happen. Two things is getting ready to happen in your life. You ready? The first thing is, y'all ready? The first thing is, how did Joseph, hear this, bypass Pharaoh's children? How did he get to the front of the line? I know there are certain years that we have leap years. When we were children, the game we used to play was called leapfrog. And so a person that stood before you, okay, I'm going to give you a scripture after I finish to make it make sense. There are people, when you played leapfrog, someone stood before you. So the person that stood before you, you would jump over them by using their shoulders to get up front. So what's the first thing that God is going to do, because you think that God forgot about you? You didn't understand that he had a delay for purpose. So God is going to play leapfrog in this season. So leapfrog is, you're going to use the person that was in front. If you don't know the scripture, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. This is leapfrog.